What is going on, my fellow floppers, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be having a look at the top 5 rank play class setups you guys want to be rocking right now. Now of course rank play is absolutely fun to play if you guys do enjoy the competitive side of Call of Duty. Of course we've got the high skill base in the multiplayer, but rank play actually takes it to a different level, and the competitive side of this is really fun and enjoyable to do. And a lot of you guys are playing this, and a lot of you are looking for the best setups you need to be using right now to make sure you can get into the top 250 and higher. So of course you guys do want to make sure you are performing at the highest peak with the best class setups, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Do feel free to drop a like on today's video if you do enjoy it, and make sure you do go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single video, as here on the channel is the best place for everything Call of Duty. With all being said, let's jump right into it. So first of all, just a quick update guys, you can't actually use tuning if you guys are not aware. If you've tried tuning your weapons, that is not a possibility. Now I've selected 5 class setups. Now everything is pretty much the same in regards to tactical, lethal, perk package and field upgrade, and the secondary. Sometimes I play around with the secondary and add a few attachments, but I don't really necessarily do it on every single class setup. So the first class setup we're going to be looking at is the TAC 56. Now just before we jump into the class setup, let's just have a little look what I am doing on the X12 on here. I think this is the only one I've actually put together, in all honesty with you. So for the barrel, we are going ahead and using the XRK Sidewinder 6 slide. This increases your bullet velocity, recoil control, ADS and movement speed is slightly reduced. Then for the muzzle, we are going to use the hole puncher breacher. Decreases ADS but melee damage and hit walking speed is an increase. Now with the melee damage, that's great because if you're in those tight knit gunfights and you've got your pistol out, you can just bash them and they're probably going to die once you've got a bullet or two in them anyway. So with that being said, the next attachment we're going to use the 24 round mag. If you've run out of ammo playing hardpoint and you're on a bit of a run, you definitely want to make sure you've got that extra little bit of ammo in your magazine for your secondary. And then we are using the Slimline Pro optic sight. I just think it's the most neatest one and the best one you can go ahead and use on there. Now for my stun and lethal is always frag and stun grenade, and then for my perk is always double time, battle hardened, focus. Now this is always the same whether it's search and destroy, hardpoint, etc. I always use the exact same. And then field upgrade is always dead silence. That's what I like to rock for everything else. But let's jump into the TAC 56. Now this is a very strong assault rifle that you guys want to go ahead and use. So we are going to be using the FTAC Castle Comp, which increases your horizontal recoil control and your vertical recoil control. So it does in fact make it a lot better at those long range gunfights. There's not many in rank play in all honesty with you, but it does eliminate any bit of recoil that may be there. For our underbarrel, we're going to use the Edge 47 grip. It helps increase once again with your recoil stabilization. It makes this a very strong weapon in those gunfights at all different ranges. Your ADS does take a slight knock. Now the 5.56 high velocity is definitely something you want to be having on there. Increases bullet velocity, damage range. It does decrease it a little bit. However, once you get to about 40 meters, you will see that the bullet velocity does take effect big time with the 5.56 high velocity rounds, and it does get those kills a lot quicker for yourself. For the rear grip guys, we are going to use the demo clean shot grip. This increases your sprint to fire speed and your ADS. Now of course, as you've seen, our ADS has dropped quite a bit with some of our previous attachments, so this is definitely going to claw that back and help have a more better handling on the weapon. And then lastly guys, we are going to go ahead and use the TV LPX 434 for our stock. Now this increases your aim and stability. Your aim, walking speed and sprint speed does reduce, but in all honesty, you're probably not going to be rushing too much with an assault rifle. You're going to sit back that little bit more and make sure you're getting those longer range kills. So the next class setup we're going to look at guys is this absolute beauty, the Vaznes 9K. Now same again with everything else, your secondary, your tactical, lethal, etc. Like I say, I'm not going to keep mentioning that because we've already stated it on the first class setup. But if we look into the gunsmith guys and what we can go ahead and use, so first of all, the muzzle, we are going to be using the AVR T90 comp. Increases, like I say, your whole recoil control as a pattern across all ranges, especially those long ranges as mentioned on the previous weapon. Underbarrel, we're going to use the Edge 47 grip once again to make sure we are having the best possible recoil control with these weapons. We want to minimum to non-recoil when playing rank play, so then we can make sure we're getting those kills and we are gunning down the enemies as quick as we possibly can. Now with this class setup, we're only going to be using 4 attachments. That's all you need. So the rear grip, we are going to go ahead and use True Tac grip. This helps with your sprint to fire speed and your ADS, so it brings back that little bit of handling and mobility that we have lost. And then lastly, the stock, we're going to use the Otriza stock, and this stock does once again increase your sprint speed and your aim and walking speed, which is good because if you are in a sticky situation and you need to get out of it, at least you can move pretty quickly as you've got the enhanced sprint speed. And also with that being said, if you are trying to rush to hurry up and plant a bomb, get onto the next hard point, you do have that option to actually move that a bit quicker, especially whilst using an assault rifle, which can hinder you a little bit. So then if we head on to the third class setup we're going to look at today, guys, we are going to be having a look at the Cast-Off 545. Now this weapon is another fantastic weapon to go ahead and use, hence why it's in the video. So if we have a look over the gunsmith, we'll start over at the muzzle and we are going to use the X10 Havoc 90. Once again, this does increase your recoil control across long, medium and short range. This is what you want in rank play. You want to have the best possible recoil no matter what. And then for your underbarrel, once again, we are going to be using the Edge 47 grip. I just feel like both the muzzle and this grip is the perfect balance, especially on these ARs in this game. So you want to be using this, and like I say, increases your recoil stabilization. The ADS does take quite a bit of a knock, but that's why we had other attachments on there to try and fetch everything else back up. We are going to use the high velocity rounds on this. It does, like I say, once again, it increases the bullet velocity at a longer range. It helps you get those kills a little bit quicker within a couple of bullets instead of wasting a lot of ammo. And then the rear grip, we are going ahead and using the True Tack grip. Now this increases once again your sprint to fire speed and your ADS speed, because we have lost a little bit of mobility, but we're actually going to go ahead and regain that back by adding this on. And then lastly, guys, we are going to use the Slimline Pro. I'm not a big fan of these iron sights on this weapon, so I do want a clear sight line of view so that I can actually see my enemies and go ahead and get those kills a little bit smoother, a little bit clearer and a little bit easier. So the next class setup, guys, we're going to be looking at is the Vel 46, probably one of the strongest weapons I do believe, and one of my most favorite and used weapons in rank play. This weapon is a little bit like the MP7 from previous Call of Duties, but let's jump into the class setup we're going to be running. So we are going to be running the AVR T90 comp as our muzzle. This increases your recoil once again, your horizontal and your vertical. It just makes it a lot stronger. There's not much recoil in this weapon anyway, but this helps eliminate that remaining recoil. Underbarrel, we're going to use the Edge 47 grip once again, just to maximize that stability in our recoil. And then our magazine, we're actually going to go ahead and use a 30 round mag. Now I know this weapon naturally comes with a 40 round mag, but I don't see the need in this. The max of a gunfight you're going to get is probably a 2v1. It's very rare you're going to get yourself in a spawn where you're going to be getting 4 or 5 kills, or like you would be in multiplayer. This is narrowed down a bit. So by putting this 30 round mag on, it actually increases our movement speed, ADS speed, sprint to fire speed and reload quickness by quite a bit. It gives us that handling and that mobility, a lot stronger view throughout the class setup. And then for the rear grip, we're going to use the Schlager Soldier grip. This increases your sprint to fire speed and your ADS speed, which is what you want with an SMG, because you're probably going to be rushing into those hard points and gunning down the enemies as quick and as fast as you possibly can. And then lastly, the stock we're going to use on this is the LM position stock. This basically helps increase that aiming stability, especially when you're moving and strafing around corners. It's going to make life a lot easier. And then the final class setup we're going to be having a look, guys, is the mini bank. Now the mini bank is an all-time favorite in Modern Warfare 2, and it is absolutely fantastic in rank play. Now currently, after the recent patches and updates we've had with this particular class setup, at those medium to close range, you're going to be getting kills within 3 to 6 bullets. Medium range, probably pushing more towards the 6 bullets. Close range, guaranteed 3 bullet kill, which is exactly what we want. We want to be getting the enemy gun down as quick as we can so we can win our match. So looking into this, guys, we only need 4 attachments. Let's start over at the muzzle. So we are going to be using the Spiral V3.5 flash hider. This literally hides the muzzle flash, which is fantastic, what we want, and it does increase recoil steadiness. Your ADS speed and your aiming stability unfortunately does take a slight dip. However, with that being said, for the magazine, we are going to be using the mini bank grip mag. So this is really good. It doesn't increase your rounds. You still get a 64 round SMG. Actually, this, what it does, it replaces having an underbarrel for yourself. So it's kind of like an underbarrel, what you can go ahead and have. It increases your aiming idle stability and recoil stabilization. So this is going to increase your recoil control throughout this weapon. And then the rear grip, we are going to go ahead and use the True Tack grip. Now the True Tack grip once again increases your sprint to fire speed, and your ADS speed is exactly what you want, because this is a run and gun weapon, especially on those hard points. Even in search and destroy, you know they've gone ahead and planted a bomb. You can run and gun, storm a building, and you know you're not going to have any problems when it comes to aiming down your sights and also getting in there pretty quickly and getting them kills. And then lastly, we are going to go ahead and use the Ultrazat stock. Now the Ultrazat stock is another, like I say, it's another fantastic attachment that we've used on previous class setups. So it's going to increase our aim walking speed and our sprint speed. So we want that mobility. We want to be able to move in and out of gunfights as quick as we possibly can with an SMG especially. But there are my 5 top class setup that you guys want to go ahead and rock in rank play. Now if you guys are playing rank play and struggling, these are going to help you out. If you're doing pretty well but you want to enhance how well you're playing with your weapons, these are definitely going to go ahead and help you with that. But if you have enjoyed today's video, guys, feel free to smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, this is the best place for everything Call of Duty related, so you definitely don't want to miss a single video. With all being said though, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.